Hello everybody, and just here, and welcome back to Shy episode 7. 7? 7. 7. Because episode 8 came out today, and I'm one episode... Yeah, episode 7. Okay, gotcha. Episode 7, in which we will probably start dealing with the appearance of... What were they called? The ones who dream, right? Something like that. Arararirku, something like that. It's probably going to be mentioned again. I can already see Stigma's face in the first frame of this episode, so we're probably gonna have a little bit of a recap. But let's first talk about the previous episode. What the fuck exactly happened? To be perfectly honest with you, I don't know. I have no clue what happened. We got the Unilord got a an emergency message from some scientific station on the North Pole. I believe it was the North Pole, and she decided to send Teru and Pepesha there, and there was Li Mingming, who awaited them already there. And their task was to figure out what's going on, because one of the expeditions disappeared, and right, we need a combined power of multiple heroes to figure out what's going on. We didn't figure out what's going on with the missing expedition, which is interesting. I wonder if it's actually gonna be mentioned or not, because we didn't really have the time to worry about the expedition, because a supervillain, I'm just gonna call them supervillains for now, for the lack of a better term, a supervillain appeared. She was unfrozen from ice by Stigma. Why was she frozen there? I don't know. I have no clue, but she was. She was frozen in ice. She was thawed out by Stigma and set to fight with the new arrivals, because she's always cold, and fighting the heroes is supposed to warm her up, as Stigma claims. I don't know about everybody, but fighting Teru certainly did serve to warm her up. She knows Pepesha, seemingly. It's kind of odd. My first instinct was that, hey, maybe a long lost sister or something, but Pepesha doesn't seem to recognize her, so I don't know. And the goal wasn't as much to fight the heroes and win against them, as it was to awaken the new supervillain girl. Awaken by fighting with the heroes. I don't know how that works exactly, but maybe we're gonna learn about it, maybe not. I mean, who's to say, really? What else was important? Teru, Shy, really showed a lot of... a lot of combat ability. Sorry, I'm just fine-tuning the camera a little bit, because lighting conditions in the winter are different than in the summer, so what can I do? But yeah, Teru, Shy really did show up, really did show a very different side to her than usual, or rather, it was really unexpected how combat ready she was, how set on fighting and on winning she was, right? She didn't have any qualms about just blasting the supervillain girl's head with fireball. I fully expected Teru to just fall apart and go down onto the ground, sobbing, hyperventilating. I don't want to kill her, you know? No, she went straight for the head. It was great to see Shy in this way. And also, Shy really proved to be useful. Fire against ice, well, who's gonna win? Fire, of course. As it turns out, though, as I already said, it was all a ruse to have the superheroes awaken the supervillain somehow. I know how that works. I know what's going on. I don't know nothing, to be perfectly honest with you. Now, my running theory right now is that the supervillains and superheroes were there for a long time already, for like hundreds, thousands of years, and some of them were maybe, for example, encased in ice as a means of stopping them, right? We can't kill that supervillain for some reason, so we can at least seal them. That would be the best explanation. Perhaps there is some other one sealed in an active volcano or underground, and etc., etc., etc. And Stigma will be going around and awakening them. Maybe, I know. Stigma, of course, had a whole talk about superheroes like killing or silencing something like that people's heart, which I didn't quite get. But I don't think we were supposed to get that. I don't think Stigma's motivations are supposed to be clear. Not quite yet, at least. So, in general, we went from 0 to 100. From Teru having a date with Iko to having some fun hiking trip with Peels to this. To this. Yeah, it was a hype episode for sure. What do I expect from this one? I don't know. The previous episode could have marked the beginning of the active arc, quote unquote, right? Less of the slice of lifey stuff and more of the action actively going against Stigma, etc. Alternatively, we could enter a period of downtime until the next appearance of Stigma. Either scenario is equally possible, so we'll see. We'll see if Unilord knows anything. Maybe I fully expect us to meet in the space station in this episode and talk about what just happened. Maybe we're gonna learn some more details about it, right? That's my hope, at least. So, how about we just watch this episode and see what actually happens, right? To do that, you will of course need your subs to follow along with me. I'm gonna need my sound to hear what's going on in the show. Am I framed correctly? I am. And I'm gonna have to ask you guys for your support. Support the channel if you want monetarily on Patreon or YouTube down below or not. Share my content, spread the word, code kidnapping helps a lot. And with that, we can start watching Shy episode 7 in 3, 2, 1, go. Amare Rirku. And yeah, there's this whole fucking Dimension X. You know something, don't you? Right. Spirit got hurt in the process. Okay, do you know something or do you not? I don't know at this point. I honestly think she might not know what's going on either. I wonder. But yeah, the girl being frozen in ice really makes me wonder about heroes and heroes like history. How far back do superheroes go? Where was there a superhero of Athens? Was there a superhero of Mesopotamia or Babylon or I know the Maya, right? That's actually something I really don't see tackled that often. The history, we are kind of always thrown into the world as it is, the contemporary world with superheroes. I think it was only Symphogear that actually dealt with the fact, oh, yeah, actually, Mesopotamia had their own Symphogears. They actually made them. You don't really see that, so I wonder what's the case in this show. Unchain. Yeah, nothing major. Just some spleen damage. Okay, so regular damage is stopped by your henshins? Yeah, I wonder what's the deal with that. Okay, who are those two people who would use that name? Do you not remember? Oh, what was that pink glint? Sure, I guess you could say that. Mm, I don't think so. I mean, sure, it is a fair theory, but he's not like going around the world being like, oh ho ho, how fun burning hospitals! I'm having so much fun here. No, he has some like exact plans to realize. A brand new superhero? Oh. Oh, what? Hiko? She doesn't have the bracelets. I mean, yeah, you don't need bracelets to communicate. Sure, I guess. Not sure how she gonna be able to help us, but oh, you figured out its inner workings or something? Okay. Oh, yeah, it really makes Shy the ultimate foil for Stigma, and Stigma the ultimate foil for Shy. of going through your traumas again. Very reminiscent in style to the tear in reality that Stigma disappeared in. Okay, so we're gonna have some motivation. A twisted idea of a world peace. I mean, yeah, we knew that. Peter Pan? Very dangerous Peter Pan. So, a childish idea of world peace. If everybody can open up, if everybody is like me, if everybody's hearts are like my own, then there will be no rifts between people. Right? Something like that, probably. How can I help you? Exactly. Uncensored hand holding. The perverts. Right, Sieta, that was her name. Oh? So is it literally like dark versions of them? Like the bad parts of Pepesha's heart were ripped out and used to create Zvieta? Something along those lines. That's why she has the pink glint and she feels so weak because a part of her self was ripped out. That would be my current theory, I guess. You're putting on a brave face. Teru knows. She is the hero of psychotherapy after all. She would know. Yeah, not like you could do anything, really. Yeah, way to sideline the topic. Way to change the topic. My lips belong only to Iko-chan. That can work only for so long. And only so much. Assuming she can be saved, assuming she wants to be saved. But sure, yeah, potential is there. And of course, they're watching. Unilord with them. Okay, that was good. That was a good resolution. Playing some games? Or watching some Mahou Shoujo show? It's absolutely a Mahou Shoujo anime. PSG style? Hey. Yeah. Okay, so we are getting a little bit of a downtime episode today, I guess. Nope. Natto, Switch, sure. I gotta try Natto one day. I don't know where I would even get it here in Poland, but there has to be some store that sells Natto. Yeah, actually. Except the character is like completely opposite. Yeah. He's also cosplaying. Close enough, I guess. Could you do that again? Okay, Shy-san talk show. Nobody. Iko's Oh! I thought maybe Iko's brother is here and he's gonna be the only one to raise his hand. But no, children are actually interested. This is not actually that hard, is it? Yeah, she's getting into it. She's getting into it. Okay. If you get chosen by the bracelets or the Unilord. Why would you say that? Sure, okay, I guess. I mean, he's not entirely incorrect. Is she gonna talk to that kid after the talk show, or absolutely she is going to? He has the hentai protagonist hair. You stole someone's identity. What do you mean? Or that. He has an Oshi and he's gonna stand by her. Oh no, the balloon! The balloon with a garbage print on it. And now he has a new Oshi. Or still has the old Oshi. Or that. Okay. Well, that was a roller coaster. Oh, the kid is going places. Not sure what places, but he's going there. A bag of merch. Okay. And here she was hoping for Natto. Oh, she's gonna get into it, isn't she? She's absolutely getting into it. Yep. And that's the episode. Yep, exactly. Okay, that was nice. It really seems like, at least for the time being, the pattern is going to be some uh, slice of life, then a bump in excitement with some important, big, huge episode, then back to slice of lifey stuff. I don't mind it at all, whatsoever, actually. That was actually one of my biggest criticism of the latter episodes of Symphogear, that there was pretty much no slice of life. It was all just hero shit. Which, don't get me wrong, it was hype as fuck, but it didn't really ground the action in the stakes, right? Early episodes of Symphogear had, I know, Hibiki go for some crepes with her friends, so then when you see the crepe stand getting attacked by the noise, right? You get into it. You know uh, the danger that, oh no, she needs to protect her friends and her city, etc., etc. Later episodes were just fighting the bad guys, and that's a new art. Yeah, it's Shy cosplaying. Uh, what am I saying? Every ending has different art. Whatever. Uh, okay, nothing. So let me finish the thought. Later episodes of Symphogear had just fighting and the important world-ending threats and whatnot. It didn't really have the time to go for a class at school or go to a sports festival or go for some crepes with her friends. So it really kind of detached the story from the grounded reality of having to save the friends and having to save specific individual characters. It was just general saving the world, and saving the world is very abstract. Saving this person, that person, and saving the flower restaurant, that's specific, that gets you invested. This show, Shy, really goes at great lengths to give us a lot of this slice of lifey stuff. So when something's gonna happen, when the city is gonna get attacked, you're gonna be like, oh no, this is the mall where Shy had her interview. I don't want that mall to be destroyed. I'm invested because there was some story connected with it. I don't want the clerk girl to die in the attack. I don't want the boy with the hentai hair to be taken by the ring, right? It grounds the events a lot in the slice of life reality. Good shit. I really like it. Let's not yet, not yet, not yet, not yet, not yet. Now let's watch it again. There we go. Arararirku. Aranari. Amararirku. 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 Ones who dream. I wonder if there is something to that they might all be like Darth heroes, kind of sorta. Tsvieta is Dark Pepesha. The green-haired girl is Dark Li Ming Ming, right? That sort of stuff. Actually, do I even have it noted down? I think I might have, but on the off chance I don't. There's more to superheroes. They locked supervillains in the supervillains away in Ice back in the day. Supervillains need to charge with superhero attacks. So the new theory would be that supervillains are super heroes counterparts like Tsvieta and Pesha. And also, the story of heroes reaches way back in history. That would be like another comparison with Symphogear. I think that Stigma was building up his own forces. Control ice even without the ring. Interesting that Unilord has no idea about it. I guess that kind of stands in opposition to my theory that superheroes locked the supervillains in ice back in the days, because if that was the case, then I would assume the Unilord would know about it. But she seems pretty much exactly as much at a loss as I do. Unless she took the position of the Unilord, or whatever you call it, without actually learning about the past. I know. I don't know who she is. Yeah, she knows Pesha-san. We know that because she called her Pesha. Don't know who she is. I wonder why. Some sort of a deja vu. Some kind of loathing. And here's the pink glint. Pink is Shy's color. I wonder if it just symbolizes heart. Something awakening in Pepesha's heart. Some heartstrings being tugged at. Some change in her heart. Something like that. Something along those lines. Probably. That was another theory I had, right? Super villains are created from the dark parts of superheroes. Superheroes hearts. That's why the image that Pepesha saw in the eyes looked so sinister. Technically her reflection, but much like darker. It's like an old wound that started to hurt again. Shit, another theory. Superheroes, to become superheroes, have some part of their heart removed, the dark part of their heart, and locked away somewhere. And Stigma utilizes those parts that were thrown away. Kinda like Madoka Magica style, right? Removing the soul, moving it somewhere else. To become a superhero, a dark part of the heart is removed, and Stigma uses those parts. Perhaps Theta wasn't really locked away in that glacier, in that ice. Perhaps it was some sort of an incubator for that part of Pepesha's soul, Pepesha's heart. Something like that, something along those lines. Maybe. They were all children, yeah. I wonder if maybe Stigma is just playing in this world like a child. Again, his demeanor doesn't really point at that. If he was just a child carelessly playing in this world, I would expect him to have fun with his play. Doesn't seem to me that like he's doing that just to have fun, right? He's not as I mentioned before, he's not jumping for joy. Whoa, burning hospital, that's so cool. I need to bring my friends. They gotta love the burning hospital. Whoa, right? He's not doing any of that. He has a plan. He has motivation, and so on and so forth. So I'm not sure how much do I agree with the with this theory that he's just playing this world like a child. It's far too early to determine that. Yep, exactly. Her. I fully thought that it's some new model of shrimp that just has a female voice, and it's a shrimp supercharged with the energy from Iko's ring that makes her more adept at detecting stigma energy or whatever, something like that. And it's played for laughs, like, oh, it's just a shrimp, but no, it's a bait and switch. It's Iko. I really thought that Iko maybe volunteered to be a hero, but no, we are not doing that. We are absolutely not doing that. She remains the Miku to Shai's Hibiki, so to speak, the person who grounds her in the non-superhero world. Man, that's a lot of comparisons I drew in just this single episode, right? We had Madoka Magica comparisons, Symphogear comparisons. With the super cheap smartphone. I mean, of course, you don't need the bracelets. Unknown factor to both ourselves and stigma. The ring is a part of Stigma's heart. There is a lot of emphasis put on the heart in both an abstract way but also a very concrete way. Like, it's an abstract heart that has a concrete implementation, so to speak. Which is interesting. That ring takes the wearer's heart and connects it to Stigma's heart. So, Stigma saying that he hopes to open up people's heart isn't entirely true. I thought that perhaps the ring genuinely just brings out the negative parts of a person's heart, the ones that they consciously or subconsciously suppress, and that's the way Stigma frees them. But it seems like it's more akin to Stigma taking control over their bodies, or Stigma's heart taking control over their bodies, as Iko's self was diving into the heart and, floating in nothingness. It was Stigma's heart who took control over her body. So he's not entirely being truthful. He then changes that heart's way of being, truly a terrifying thing. Yep. And Teru can change it back. Spreading parts of his heart all over the world. A wound within a heart. Deep within that wound was Stigma's heart. Is he trying to turn strangers into himself? I wonder. Earth, shadow people standing hand in hand. World peace. A twisted idea of a world peace, basically. Very twisted idea. If everybody is the same as I, then of course there will be peace in the world, right? I wouldn't argue with myself. I wouldn't wage war on myself. So, of course, that's the way to world peace. Also, another theory, perhaps a bit of a crack theory, maybe. I know how much. Stigma isn't an actual person. Stigma is an abstract concept. Stigma is everywhere and in everybody, in everybody's heart. And what he did with the ring was only opened the boundary between your own heart and the heart of Stigma that dwells within everybody. Stigma isn't, again, an individual person, a supervillain, or whatever you want to call them, but rather some sort of a deity or an abstract concept made flesh. I might be getting a little bit too deep into that, but I wonder. Stigma heart is present in every body. Stigma is a deity slash abstract concept made flesh. I wonder. He doesn't seem to have any beginning. He started his work, quote unquote, at a specific time frame, but where does he come from? Where did he get his powers from, right? All of those are very, very curious questions. Extremely childlike. Again, I really don't get that feeling. I really don't get that childlike vibe myself. Like he was refusing to grow up. I'm just a regular person. Even if I wanted to fight with you, I'd just be in the way. Again, I can't help but draw parallels between Hibiki and Miku. I know. All that's missing is for Teru and Iko to sleep in a bunk bed together on the same bed, and Teru calling her sunshine. Actually, it's kind of weird to hear Teru not have the voice of Aoyuki. The girl named Svieta that we ran into the North Pole, I have a feeling she looks a lot like I did when I was a child. The deja vu and loathing, it felt a lot like me. Is it... I know. Are the supervillains created from the past personalities of the superheroes? Something like Madoka Magica levels of Sinister, where to become a superhero your heart gets ejected from your body and thrown away, and you get a brand new heart, the heroic heart. And Stigma picks up those discarded ones and turns them into people. I know, man. I know. And yeah, whenever Pepesha remembers something or tries to figure out something about Svieta, she gets those headaches. So there is something about it. It's not true at all. Yeah, you're not gonna put on a brave face in front of a therapist. I'll have to hold off for a while until I recover. When you want to cheer someone up, you need to smile to tell them everything will be okay. Sure, I guess maybe that would be like the most basic, I guess, way of helping, although telling someone who's like heavily depressed that everything's gonna be alright, they're just gonna take you for a liar. It's not really gonna work, so I can see why it's not Pepesha who's the therapy hero. It's Shy. Carry with you all the brilliance where they would save and move forward. There is something about this art style that is very different from other anime, from most anime rather, and I think I know what it is. it's that characters are very spindly. Like, there's no muscles on Teru's arms, there's no muscles on Pepesha's arms. They're just fucking stickmen. And the way the mouth is drawn, with like the teeth visible in Teru's mouth, and every character has their teeth actually like fully drawn, fully rendered. It's really not often you see that in anime. That was, I don't want to say bothering me, but that was kind of making me wonder what's so different about it. And that's it, the mouse. I can do things when they really matter. I mean, yeah, you do. You proved that in the North Pole. And of course, everybody's watching. Nationality: spaceship, likes the people close to him, taking care of others, but puns. Shy's partner, many other units have the same form as him. 25 years since birth. Type none. 8 kilos. Heavier than I expected. And of course, every Mahou Shoujo show needs to have an in-world Mahou Shoujo show. We can't do without it. I genuinely love the art style of this in-world Mahou Shoujo show. It really reminds me of PSG. This is just fucking stalking, posing with her katana. Don't tell me you don't see that. I actually would love to see a Mahou Shoujo show with this style. There probably is. There probably is some. There's a metric fuck ton of Mahou Shoujo shows in Japan, so there has to be at least one. And the classic yellow, red, blue. Can't go wrong with that. In some season, probably a green one joins them, right? Then white one who's special somehow. You know the drill. Revoseale. After the fire incident, your popularity is going up a little. Yeah, sure. Building your image. Image doesn't matter. The reward does. Natto. Zombini comics. Strawberry shortcake. Steak. And Switch with a couple of games. Actually, you know what? I have to look it up. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but I have to look it up. Can I order Natto online? Natto. I can. It's not even that expensive. Oh, wait, it's just the natto beans, not actually fermented? They're... Oh, Jesus Christ, how expensive? Okay. So natto beans are very cheap. Fermented natto... Jesus fucking Christ. Even if I wanted to ferment it myself, natto powder that you add to the beans to ferment it, 10 grams costs 108 Polish zloty, which translates to something like 25 bucks? 25, 30 bucks, something like that. Jesus Christ. I guess I'm not buying myself natto. I'm not paying that much for fermented beans. You should always try everything once. That's why I wanted to try natto, but alas. She actually, yeah, does look legit. Like the main heroine. Doesn't act anything like her. Doesn't have any even close of a personality to her. But it doesn't matter that much for the kids, does it? And yeah, talk show. Shy-san talk show. It's not that bad, is it? I like that we are slowly building up her self-confidence. right? Oh no, nobody's interested in me. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. And first, she very shyly, right? It's in the name. Responds, "Oh, it's I think it's an Atto." And then she slowly gets into it, right? Her body language. At first, she's like, "Oh, I really liked Solo Sivervo," and then she turns straight up towards the audience and replies directly to the audience, and is much more animated. I like this. I like this. It's great. Smiling even. And also, she's not getting discouraged by a kid saying, "You're not a real hero." I fully expected her to just collapse into a mess. Because, oh no, I got so much positive attention from people, but oh no, one person said I'm not a real hero. My day is ruined now. I mean, that's how it works. It's not that I'm laughing at her, because that's a genuine reaction. People generally remember the bad things told about them rather than the good things. That's just how it works. I know why, but it does. I fully expected that to happen in any case. But no. No, she just thinks, maybe there is something to it. Doesn't take it to heart, doesn't just, become a sobbing mess, doesn't run away from the stage. It really shows her growth, and then goes to that kid to talk to him about it. That print on that balloon really bothers me. It really bothers me. They couldn't be asked to stretch that image to the whole balloon. They couldn't be asked to make a specific graphic just for the balloon. They couldn't even be asked to make the balloon itself pink, at least. It really bothers me because I ordered a pillow with Nicolas Cage on it for my friend's birthday once, and it was heart-shaped pillow. I sent them the photo of Nick Cage I wanted printed on it, and they sent me back a heart pillow that's white, and then in the middle there was that square image of Nick Cage, just like this. Just like this. I really was expecting some sort of a deep conversation to take place here. I really expected something like that, but no, it's just a basic. Oh, the what's her face? Ziele is the only hero, and you're not Ziele, so you're not a hero. But I guess it gives a little bit of character development to the boy, and a little bit of character development to the Shy, and it gives the boy a perfect upskirt shot at Shy. Sorry. It's not good to get too obsessed. Too late. You're his Oshi now. If you had any merch, Teru, this boy's gonna spend his entire allowance on it. Guarantee. And maybe you should have some merch. Maybe you should have some merch, Teru. Think about it. My special reward, yeah. Special edition Blu-ray box sets. And of course she's into it. Of course she is. We wouldn't have it any other way. And of course, special graphic just for this episode. Okay. Okay. That was a really good episode. I just have to find a... Is there any Shy merch? Of course there is. Of course there is. Not in universe, alas. As I already said at the end of this episode, at the end of the reaction segment, I really like that there is a lot of slice of life stuff. That it's not just an all-out war against Stigma summoning some monsters to attack the city, right? None of that. Everything is on a much more like personal level. Stigma doesn't have goons, so to speak, right? He has those specific high-profile individuals who go and fight the heroes 1v1, essentially. Stigma also seems to be giving the rings to specific individuals. He doesn't turn an entire block of people into monsters. It's nice. It's nice, it's refreshing even, I would say. It's very often that supervillains have an army of monsters at their disposal, and then the fight is about saving the city, or saving the world, or saving the prefecture, or saving the convention center, right? In this case, it's about saving the individual. And that really plays well with Shy as a hero. Because her power is getting to people's hearts and undoing the changes that Stigma made to them. And you can't exactly do that to a mass of people. Say an entire convention center during Comic-Con was turned into monsters with Sigma's rings, Shy wouldn't be able to provide therapy to every single visitor. But because it's individuals, Shy has a chance to show her powers and to use her powers. It's also interesting how much of a direct foil Shy is to Stigma. I wonder if there's something more to that. I wonder if, going by the belief that the supervillains are dark versions of the superheroes, essentially like Pepesha and Svieta, I would wonder if Stigma is like dark Shy, where Shy can heal people's hearts, Stigma can control them, darken them, sicken them. This show is certainly much deeper than I initially believed, than I initially thought. I thought it's just going to be, maybe not necessarily a parody, but that it's just going to be a fun show about a superhero who's very, very shy. And sometimes when it's time to fight, she hides. But she doesn't hide because she's scared of the monster. She hides because her classmates are there and, oh no, I can't show myself wearing clothes like that. I fully believe that this is what this show might be. The trailer alone already alleviated those concerns. The first few episodes alone already did. And now I see that it's even deeper than that. I guess that's also why I went into that full theorizing about Stigma being an abstract concept made flesh and parts of their hearts being ripped out and tossed aside and Stigma utilizing them and all sorts of things like that, because it would fit. It would fit. This show is serious enough, this show is deep enough that we can have themes straight from Symphogear, straight from Madoka Magica. It wouldn't stand out. Which is great. And which is also a great achievement in a show where we had, like, what? 2 episodes of fighting so far? Once with Iko, then the previous episode, and besides that, it's been mostly slice of life. And I like it. I really, really do like how it goes. This show would really lose something if Stigma was to just summon 30 monsters and they would have to fight their way through the monster ranks, and it would be much more regular, much more normal, much more usual. This is unusual. This is cool. This is fresh. This is new. I like it. I really, really, really do. And I think that's it. I think that's gonna be it. But you guys, you tell me now in the comments down below, what did you think of this episode, of my reaction, my theories, stuff like that. No spoilers, please. Spoilers can go to my Discord here, also linked in the description below. Like this video if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't, but tell me why so I can improve. Subscribe to the channel to be notified of future releases of not only Shy, but also Major Record. We're starting a new season. Helck, Shangri-La Frontier, Tate no Yusha, Saihate no Paladin, Ancient Magus Bride, plenty of others coming in the future. Click the bell to be notified of when I go live, because I do stream sometimes. Support the channel if you want monetarily on Patreon down below, where for $10 a month you get early access to non-seasonal shows like Magia Record, and for just $1 you get a role on the Discord and a place in the credits. You can also support me directly on YouTube without using any third-party services. Super thanks, memberships, stuff like that. And if you don't want to spend any money whatsoever, share my content, spread the word. It costs you absolutely nothing and helps the channel a lot. And now, with all of that out of the way, that's gonna be it from me for today. So as always, you guys do all the good stuff, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Cheers! And here's the list of my wonderful Patreons: QB, Without a Net, Survivor, Zay Rainer, Akamaster, David, Dr. Watt, Mahoutsukai, Like Fassel, and Hans Peter. And you can join them without having to let go of your balloon.